All right. Good evening, black belts. Good morning, good afternoon, good night from wherever you are joining us. Welcome to another wonderful session of our 1 million teachers black belts weekly session. If you know you are happy to be here, please just share a thumbs up, a love emoji, a clap. Let's see the joy expressed by your favorite emoji. Wonderful, wonderful. Now that is just to set the room for today. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be dynamic, and it's going to be awesome. An unforgettable black belt session today. For today, we have with us our very own, aka Lioness, Miss Vanessa Sesi with us. I'll just be reading through her profile before the floor will become hers. Her name is Vanessa Sesi, and she's based in Cote d'Ivoire. She's a 1 million teachers black belt and mentor. Her professional expertise and leadership include 27 years of experience in education, leadership, and sustainable community development. She's a 1 million black belt, providing consistent mentoring and coaching within the HPMAT program. She leveraged strategic and organizational development skills through mentoring, coaching, board service, and global ambassadorship. She aims to drive growth and maximize impact for individuals and organizations. Come on, you should be giving her applause. I should be seeing the flowers going as I'm reading this out. Wow. She utilizes broad consulting experience, international perspective, and strategic thinking for sustainable growth and transformation. Her commitment to governance and community impact include she's affiliated with the Learning and Performance Institute, United Kingdom, and the Corporate Governance Institute, Dublin, demonstrating a commitment to ethical leadership and strategic objectives. She's dedicated to enhancing governance abilities and promoting sustainable growth, and passionate about fostering community involvement and lively neighborhoods. Wow. In fact, she's a package on her own, a well-rounded package. And I'm telling you, we are going to get the best of today. So please get your pens and paper as we make welcome Miss Vanessa Sesi to the stage. Over to you, man.
Who said I'm dumbfounded by the presentation. Anyway, we are all colleagues, we are all heroes and heroines, kings and queens in this noble profession called teaching or education or wherever your sphere of influence is. I really want to say thank you to 1 million teachers, HP Mats, and of course, our Queen Mother. I love to call her Queen Mother because she's the mother of all the queens, right? Our honorable, our ever ready Madam Fatima, and of course, Prince, and everyone who is a bona fide stakeholder of the 1 million teachers program, as well as the HP MAT. I'm really, really honored every time I'm given the opportunity to be with you. It's a knowledge sharing moment. So let's not make it a one way trip. Let's just put ourselves together and experience learning, unlearning, relearning, and repeating the process once again. So, greetings from me to all of you. I'm a Ghanaian based in Cote d'Ivoire, but I have some links in Nigeria as well. I have a sister in Nigeria, so call me a Pan Africanist or an African wherever I find myself. So, we are going to start today's program, the seminar or the webinar. We are looking at a very, very passionate subject, but before I go into that subject, I want to do something that I always love to do whenever I have the opportunity to impact knowledge. In that, I teach at the university level, okay, and I also do some consultancy, etc. But as we move to the second slide, which is it's a slide that I want to call affirmations. It's a slide I want to call affirmation because I feel that Whenever we find ourselves, wherever we find ourselves, when we have something to affirm, it gives us that joy, that rekindling of our spirit. So first of all, who are you as a teacher? Or when you say I teach, what do you mean by saying I teach? Whenever you find yourself teaching, all right, whenever you find yourself teaching, or you call yourself a teacher or an educator, you're going to find me using these two words interchangeably. Normally, I like to say that as a teacher, you need to evolve as an educator. So, but an educator is always going to be one who teaches. Let's not get philosophical, all right? So, first of all, when we say I teach, what do I mean? It means I facilitate thinking, I engage minds, I listen to questions. In fact, you listen to the questions and expect two responses from it. I encourage risk. It is risky not to take a risk. So even as you're encouraging the risk, let it be a wise risk. I support struggle. All of us are made strong by the struggle we face. I cultivate dreams. I learn every day. I teach. Always say to yourself every morning, I have the second as a plague not far from me. I always love to see it. When I see it, I want to recite it. Always say to yourself, and in fact, maybe after the section, I'll put this on our mentorship platform. I always project it to my students. Sometimes I'm also into clergy. I don't know if I told you, I'm an ordained minister of the gospel. Yes, call me versatile. Sometimes when I'm about to preach in church, I ask everybody to say it. I am fabulous. I am powerful. I am capable. I am talented. I'm special. I'm important. I'm valued. I'm intelligent. I'm empowered. I'm respected. I'm deserving. I'm brave and I'm loved. Why do we need to say these daily affirmations? As a teacher in the classroom, you cannot go into the classroom broken because your learners want to learn from you. So if you are broken and you go into the classroom, you cannot have an impact. So these are ways and means to create that mindset that will cause you to go into the classroom and be prepared to make impact. Because like never before, the children or the students you are teaching are looking up to you for everything. Some of the children honestly come into the classroom with an expectancy and seeing you as their home, if not their second home. Some are entering the classroom as what? Seeing you as their refuge. So yes, I remember sometime last year when I was giving a seminar, the same webinar. I remember I said that if you're a made teacher or a make teacher, a teacher by mistake, or a teacher who is born into be a teacher, you are teaching. Now more than ever, you're soon going to realize with me that whether you are a made teacher or a called teacher or a born teacher, you have to put it in your mind, in your entire being to have impact. So once again, I want you to know that you are made for more. And when you enter the classroom, put your problems, put your challenges, put them all at the gate. When you close from school, you can pick them up and continue because life happens. And whatever it is, we will still make it in life. Yes, I'm looking beautiful, all right. I'm looking very beautiful and all. If I'm to tell you my challenges, you will never believe that I'm going through any rough time because come what may be, you need to dress up and you need to show up because destinies are in your hands. So once again, you are welcome to this section and I'm grateful that you've made your time to join me. So let's go to the next slide. Before I introduce, I'm not yet introducing, I'm still starting. So, first of all, you are welcome. And today's topic is a tri-dimensional strategy to teaching. I remember when I joined the 1 million teachers, I believe precisely 2023, basically, there was this picture image on one of the DPs or timelines of the 1 million teacher community. I grabbed it immediately. Ever since then, this has been with me by my side. It kind of gives me an idea of who I am. But I want to ask you before we set the ball, in fact, we set the ball rolling already. But when you see this statement, educators are entrepreneurs, what do you think or what comes to your mind? It's an intellectual exchange. Oh. This one is not what Miss V, Coach V, the lioness. No, 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 no. It's an intellectual exchange, but we'll stick to time. When you see the word educators are entrepreneurs, what comes to mind? You can write it in the comment. One or two people can release their microphone and we can answer. How do we see the word educators are entrepreneurs? Educators are entrepreneurs. What comes to mind? Yes, please. When you say educators are entrepreneurs, one or two people can release their microphone and just tell me what they think is. And when we say educators are entrepreneurs, yes?
Hello, can I come in?
Yes, please, sir.
Can I
Kelvin.
come? Yeah, yeah. I would say education as educators as entrepreneur means we know we are creating in a way we are modeling life,
Mm-hmm,
creating good character,
mm-hmm,
creating in our students. So in
mm-hmm.
such a way now, we are creating. So we are creating modeling, good character, modeling talents. So we are creating. So we are entrepreneur in that area as well.
Good. I love that. We are creating. We are creating. Who else again wants to say something? We
Well,
educators are entrepreneurs.
I would say that educators are entrepreneurs because both educators and entrepreneurs, we create value. So
Mm-hmm.
in a way, one one of the things is that we educators are creating value in the sense we are bringing out the value in people. We are bringing out the gifts and talents in these children. So while the entrepreneurs are bringing out value in products, we are bringing value out in human being. That's my own take.
Good. Thank you so very, very much. I was reading some of the what some of you were saying. It's very good. When we say educators are entrepreneurs, you have all said it. We are creating value. We are cultivating minds. We are transforming hearts and souls. We are creating destiny. Look, I know that some of us, our our history in the classroom has not been something we can look back at as, and some of us unconsciously we are actually repeating the history, repeating the action, repeating the attitude of those teachers, of those lecturers, the way they related with us, and at the end we don't know. I use the word unconsciously, we are acting like that on the children. I believe that at this time, if you have not realized that you need to approach teaching from a different point of view, especially when it has to do with your heart involved in teaching, you might as well leave the profession. I'll be very transparent with you, and I'll be very candid with you. A lot of the destructions we are seeing in society, the malpractices, the armed robbery, the things, the vices, the social vices we are seeing, when you look at it carefully, yes, it starts from the home, but it also continues from the classroom. Let us give our children, let's use the word children that come to class, a good reason to come to class every morning. Because let us be honest with each other. The children spend more time in the classroom than at home with their parents. Let's think about it. From January to December, how many holiday seasons do we have? How many holidays? All right. And the children come in Cote d'Ivoire, the children are in school from 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. And in some cases, there is back to back. It's only 30 minutes break. So how do you think these children, how many hours do you think they spend at home with their parents? Saturday, they are also going for extra classes. Sunday for those who are going to church. Fridays for those who are going to the mosques. But think about it. So you see, when it comes for you as a teacher, turning your mind and asking yourself why I am teaching, if ever in life you need to ask that question, this is when you should ask it. If ever in life you should really look into yourself and give yourself a good reason to love this profession, it is now. Because as an educator, you are an entrepreneur. There is the destiny of somebody in your hand. You are either making it or you are breaking it. And I hope and I pray that all of us, at the sound of my voice, including myself, We are seeing those jewels in our classroom as we impacting their lives, as we making destinies, as we solving problems and causing them to be problem solvers. So I hope that at this point you are really asking yourself the reason why you are teaching, the reason why you are in this profession, which is the profession that makes every other profession. And whether you like it or not, you are in the best profession. You have chosen a very good profession, a great profession. So be happy in this profession and let's go out there and make things happen. Let's go out there and impact generations. Let students look back and say, because of this teacher, I didn't give up on my dreams. Because of this teacher, I am where I am today. If we should change the script, not just one student, though, not just one child. Let your class students be able to look out and say, no, because of teacher so and so, I'm able to be like that. To have that happening doesn't come overnight. It takes a process. It takes a pattern. It takes a progress. So you need to be patient to be an entrepreneur as an educator. So on that note, I want to say you are very much welcome to a tri-dimensional strategy of teaching. What do we mean by having a tri-dimensional strategy to teaching? We are speaking about having I know we can have a lot of approaches when it comes to teaching. Let's go to the next slide. I know we can have a lot of approaches when it comes to teaching, but why did I choose a tri-dimensional approach? I use the word because, yes, the word tri-dimensional is very interesting to me. For some good reason, I love the letter 3. When even I'm teaching strategy and entrepreneurship, I use my favorite 3 images: the lion, the horse, and the eagle. And yes, God willing, when I'm about to write my thesis with my PhD some further years in the future, I'm going to look at something tri-dimensional. The reason why I'm thinking of the word tri-dimensional is a three-way relationship, triangular relationship that as a teacher you're going to employ in bringing about effectiveness and efficiency in the classroom. So before we go into the subject of our day, look at some quotes which I would like you to look at. One of them is, according to Nelson Mandela, a good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. I'm very glad that Nelson Mandela, may his soul rest in peace, he feels that a good heart and a good head. But you're soon going to realize that it's not just a good head alone, it's not just a good heart alone, but there's something in addition. According to Harry Wong, the single greatest effect on a student achievement is not race, it's not poverty, it's the effectiveness of the teacher. I believe I reiterated this in a way from the beginning. It tells you that as a teacher, you are the life, you can say you are the lifeline to to the students. You are the lifeline to that child. Because like Rita Pearson will say, she's one of those ladies that I really admire. I admire her energy, I admire her swag. Everything about her is just wonderful. Every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection and insists they become the best they can possibly be. This lady, she gave this in which was giving a TED talk, and it's very inspiring. We can check it out on YouTube. Now, this is all telling us that, and when we think about this, you will agree with me that those situations we find ourselves saying, some of our class students, our children, we tag them. Let me not use the word tag, but in an area to just know our group of children, we say some are slow learners, some are fast learners, some are this. In fact, I nearly chopped up somebody's nose last time just because I read on her post on LinkedIn, slow learners. I was like, wait. Why do you have to tag some people slow learners? Why do you have to call? Because you see, I don't know how it is, but your brain will send, when you say someone is a slow learner, someone is a fast learner, you realize that as a teacher, you put the emphasis on the one who you think is a fast learner. And at the end of the day, it doesn't help. You may also put the attention on the so-called, excuse me to use that word, slow learner. And at the end of the day, the fast learner will become slow because you are not concentrating on them. Let's change the script, my people. Let's remove that mindset. We see everybody in the class as heroes and heroines, jewels in front of you. You don't look at slow learner, you don't look at fast learner. Let me give you a typical example and you will see what I'm talking about. When I was in the Bible school, I went to a Bible school in this country, in Ghana. And initially, the way the things went, at the end of the day, when I see my grade in my first year, my first degree, it's not that you can write home. So I have a good friend. I had, because we stopped being good friends. I had this good friend by that time. When I went back to Ghana 2018, I checked back on him. He was going to he was going to start a university. So he called on me and he thought I was still the same Vanessa he knew years back. In the conversation, when I said, "Oh, I'm even thinking about doing my PhD," this, my good friend, said something that I did not like. Another time again, I said, "You know what? I want to consider applying to Cambridge University, or I want to apply to Cambridge University, University of Cambridge, for my PhD, or apply to the one in Ghana here." He just thought it out. No, with the grades you were having in school, or the grades you had in school, you don't think you can go to Cambridge? Nya, 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 nya. He was talking. Then I asked him, "How long have you been with me in friendship? How long have we had the communication? Haven't we have a communication gap for more than 7 years? Do you know everything I have had?" For your information, I did the Yale moral politics and I had 96 as my grade. He looked at me red. I said, "Yes. You don't judge me from where I was. You have to look at me at where I am today and deal with me with my today. If I was to look at my grades back there, where there was a B and there was a C, I will not move forward. I can confidently tell you that I have more A's and more B's in my grades as I speak. When I'm sick, I get B plus. When my head is correct, I get A. So, but if you look at me from when I was in school, then you say I'm a slow learner. You understand what I'm trying to say? We should look at the fact that we should change the mentality we have towards these groupings of our children. Because as we can all know with our own experience, what you see today doesn't last, it changes. So we should be that change makers in encouraging change. So now let's go to the main meat. All I've been saying is entree. Let's enter the subject for which you have all taken time to come and see my beautiful face. Okay. So the tri-dimensional approach to teaching. When we speak of a strategy, when we talk of strategy, you are looking at a plan. You're looking at a method. You're looking at a pattern, something that you will use to accomplish something. And when I use the word strategy, is to tell you that strategies have to be new. We never can use an old key to open a new lock. So whenever you enter your classroom, you need to cultivate something that will do what? Will change the expectation. Because when you become predictable, it's not good. Strategy gives you the mindset of not being predictable. You should always create a change. You will say, "But Coach V, Tigress, Lioness," at the end of the day, we have the objectives, we have the syllabus, we have the curriculum. My people, I know I am in a setting. I'm in a setting myself whereby it is the government or the Ministry of Education that gives you the curriculum, and you can't change it. You can't change it. But then you can make it exciting for you yourself. That is why I use the word strategy. My strategy may not be your strategy, because we have a precise time to teach in the classroom. So you need to adopt a lot of strategy. So we can't use an old key to open a new door. So at the same time, don't always rely on what you did yesterday or last month or last term. Always ignite newness, creativity with your students, with your children, and it starts with you. So when I speak of a tri-dimensional strategy to teaching, is adopting the head, the heart, and the hand. Nelson Mandela said a good combination of the head and the the head and the heart makes a formidable combination. But let's add the hand, because yes, you use your head to think, you use your heart for emotions, let's say, but your hand is also to make effect. So after you've done everything with your head and with your heart, decide that you're going to use your hand for impact. What do I mean by head? Now, when we speak of head, we are asking ourselves our mindset. We are asking ourselves the things that are going on in our mind. Mindset is, in a nutshell, how you set your mind. How you set your mind. All right. Mindset, first of all, head is how you set your mind. How do you set your mind when you go to the classroom, when you are teaching, when you are making your objectives for the class, when you are trying to draw out, let me use the word, the strategy for the classroom? What is your mindset? What is your ideologies? What is it you know? And yes, let's get practical, because it's what you know that you can impact. What is it do you know? How much do you know about the subject you are teaching? How much do you know about approaches in even teaching? You know, we don't have one approaches. We don't have one strategy. We always we always say the policy have to change, the educational policy have to change. I don't say wrong about that. But you individually, because we are change makers ourselves. What do you know? How well are you improving on what you know? What are the changes in your style of teaching, of impacting knowledge? How well are you working on your knowledge bank? How well? How are you, when you look at yourself today and you take your mind 5 years from now, from where, go back 5 years, can you confidently say that you are the same person 5 years ago, or you've made an impact, or you've made an improvement? Because look, beloved, you cannot give out of an empty vessel. In fact, you should always have a reservoir somewhere. There should be a reservoir of knowledge somewhere, because you don't know where you can be called upon. There should be a reservoir of knowledge somewhere. There should be, it's not just also having the knowledge, but knowing how to use what you know and making sure it's affecting the students, the children. That's why, yes, you should know your children. Know those that need attention, and ask yourself, what level of attention does the child need? Ask yourself, what is the new approach? What's the new thing? The new vogue, the new model of teaching. Yes, it's true. We've heard a lot, and we'll continue to hear. Whether we go up or come down, this AI is going to be there. It's with us. And whether we want to be Gen Z, Gen Z, Gen X, Y, whatever generation you are, you cannot make impact if you're not ready to improve on your knowledge. Please. I'm not saying this because I know that, yes, when you see my back, you see I have books. It's true. When you go to my LinkedIn page, you wonder what is happening. It's true. I love to eat and to read. I call myself a certificate reaper. But I'm trying to tell you something. I will not be where I am today if I did not impact and keep on adding to my knowledge. Please. And let me tell you, I am just like all of you. I use the same internet. I use the same Android phone. So don't think that I'm in a better position. No, people. It's the same thing. We are all in Africa. Cote d'Ivoire is not different from Ghana, not different from Uganda. No, we are all Africans. So whatever reason you give to you will not solve. Your excuse will not rescue you. I beg your pardon. Because if anything at all, you are a bona fide member of 1 million teachers. I'll come to that very soon. The benefits of 1 million teachers. You're already a bona fide member of 1 million teachers. That should already cause a cascade in your brain. That should cause a revolution in your thinking. It should change your way of thinking. People should say that ever since you joined the 1 million teachers, they've seen a change in you and how you teach. Because what you know in your mind affects your heart. And once your heart is affected, your hand also follows. You know, ogbono soup and eba. What's the name? Inyo and egusi soup. Tell me, the palm nut soup. Today I ate banku. I don't know how you call banku in Nigeria, but today I decided to break my regime. I said no more cucumber and apple today. No. Banana and chia seeds, I'm not taking that today. I treated myself to some banku and granite soup. Correct. Very well. Tomorrow we'll continue with the dieting. But I'm trying to tell you that we all are experiencing the same thing. So we need to add, we have to know what we are knowing. We also have to know how to use it. Wisdom is knowing when to say what you have to say and where. Wisdom is the when, the where, and the why of what you want to say. So it's not just having a knowledge, an intellectual knowledge or an experiential knowledge or knowledge of the facts. It's having an idea, having an insight, what the French call connaissance, but also knowing how to say it, and when to say it. That's understanding, beloved. When. So you see, you should sometimes you get into class, you should understand the atmosphere of the classroom. Because let's face it, some days are fantastic. You know what I'm talking about. So yes, you have to change the moods yourself. You have to change the atmosphere. So you have to know you. That's why if you don't know your subject area and how to use how to impact it, it will always affect you. So the head approach is making sure you are constantly learning, unlearning, relearning, and repeating the process again. Look, heart is more than emotions. Heart is having a passion for the profession. Heart is compassion towards your student, towards your fellow man, towards you yourself, people. You yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive whosoever has to be forgiven. Detox yourself. Give yourself a mental detox. Give yourself an emotional detox. Sometimes we come and talk mental well-being. You need to release the load. You yourself, you need to breathe in, breathe out. Having unforgiveness towards somebody will just be a load pulling you down. Look, to have unforgiveness is like a rock is tied around your waist and you are thrown into the river. No matter how hard you try to swim to the top of the surface of the river, as long as that block is around your waist, you are always going to go down. Till you break free, you will not be free. So to really develop the passion for the profession and have faith in yourself and have faith in your student, release yourself from anything and anyone that is holding you back. Most especially, you could be the one holding yourself back. You could be the one holding yourself, but let's call a spade and not a big spoon. You could be the one holding yourself back. You owe it to yourself to forgive and forgive yourself. Forgive your student as well, because you can't go into tomorrow looking back at yesterday. You can't go into tomorrow looking back at yesterday. And every new day is a new day, new week. So there should be new you. Hand is compassion. Hey, there are some students who will make you regret coming to teach in that school. You know what I'm talking about? You should also know that you are not just there to embrace students who have challenges, but embrace everybody. Don't have a set of bias. Hand has to relate to compassion. Having that, yes, it's true, we're in some cultures you can't visibly hug people. It's true, you can't visibly hug, but you know there are a lot of ways to make your students, your children feel warm-hearted, feel happy to be around you. That smile, that jokes, that jovial, have something that has to do with you yourself. Yes, some teachers would try to jump up, sing a song, whatever. Just relate it to your class. Just make your classroom a classroom where the children are eager to come to class, and you will hear that oh when the bell rings. You know the atmosphere when the bell rings is like the students are even waiting for the bell to ring. But no, create a scenario and an atmosphere where the students will even rush into the classroom if they can before even you get there. And when they hear the bell ring, they'll say, ah, because they've enjoyed being your student and you've enjoyed having them. Because let me be honest with you, beloved, teaching is no child's play. Teaching is no child's play. So you have to ask yourself whether you are using this teaching profession as your plan C or plan Z. Because the truth of the matter is, this generation of children that we are having, they are not like those we had last generation or when we were growing up. Like they are a different breed. Even the cartoons that they are watching is teaching them something else. So you need to, and let's be honest, the way so the economy demands a lot on the parents. Parents see the school as the place to train their children. Oh. Parents see the school as the discipline point. Parents see the school as the one to form their children. To a degree, they have a point. Because let's say the children spend a lot of time with us. So let's make that time that they spend worthwhile. And it is possible when we approach the teaching through the head, the heart, and the hand approach. So before we continue, I want to ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. Why are you teaching? Why are you teaching? Don't answer. I'm not asking you to answer. I want you to jot it down somewhere. Why are you teaching? Why am I in this teaching profession? What made me decide to become a teacher? What made me decide to become a teacher? Let's come to the last slide. That is where we will stand on and we'll ask our questions. We'll look at the benefits, etc. What made you become a teacher? What was your inspiration of you becoming a teacher? Permit me, there are other images where you have males. I just grabbed this quickly. All right. So don't say that, oh, so we the male teachers, we are not inside. I have to talk and defend myself because I am like that. Madam Fatima knows me very, very well. I will speak, I will talk very fast. So before you guys hammer me with my own hammer, I want all of you. It's not just for ladies alone. Teaching is both male and female, handsome and beauty, okay? But I grabbed this image because at the end of the day, I need to lecture. Oh, sorry, I'm not lecturing. I need to facilitate my session with images. It's not my fault. What we were taught is what we are doing in it. That's 1 million teachers for you, Abi. So the lady is there. You can put yourself in the image. If you are with adult children or grown-ups, whatever, you are a teacher. You are an educator. You are impacting. You are to inspire, lead, and grow. So back again to the question. Why are you teaching? And now, something very, very important. What have you done so far to improve on the knowledge you have concerning what you are teaching? Ask yourself that question. What do you think you need to improve? What do you think you need to adjust? What strategy do you think you need to change in teaching? Another question. How well are you growing in your growth? In your growth? How well are you growing in your growth? I hope you know that this teaching profession, there's no retirement age. I hope you know that. There's no retirement age. As for teaching, let me be honest with you, it might be the challenging profession, but in teaching, there is no retirement age because what you know in your brain, you can always recycle. You can always recycle it. So please don't put a full stop on your life where God has said a comma. Don't say you are 50, you are 60, you are 60. My brother, my sister, don't put a full stop on your life where it's just a comma. You can always, I don't even want to, I don't think it's even the word of recycle. You can always evolve, revolve, and involve and keep turning. You are a rolling stone as a teacher. So how are you growing in your growth? I'll ask that question again. What plans are you making? Honestly, let's really, I know that I and Prince Patrick, I call Prince Tiger, he calls me Lioness. Sometimes he and I, we have our talk because sometimes, yes, he comes out hard on all of us on the platform. And you sometimes wonder, what on earth is he? Why is he coming? But on a serious note, I read a post he posted on LinkedIn, the 1 million teachers on LinkedIn. And I said, no, he's saying something very, very true. He's saying something very true. Prince, if you don't mind, go to the first slide that you used to introduce me. If you used to introduce, remember the first slide you used to introduce me. Next time, I think I'll look for my junior age when I was a small girl. I'll look for that and add anyway, just to keep. Let's go to the slide you used to introduce me. I want to draw an attention there. The one you use, the slide you use as an introduction.
All right,
That is
just give me a minute.
No
Give me a
problem.
minute. Let me put down this slide.
Yeah. So while he's at it, I want us to come to 1 million teachers. By the grace of God, I will say 1 million teachers. I joined 1 million teachers. My brain is becoming fantastic. But I and Prince happened to join 1 million teachers about the same time without even knowing it. But I believe, Mana Fatima, I think it was 2022, right? Or 2023. I think it was 2022. I think I will check on it, but it's either 2022 or 2020. No, I think I was mentored by in the HP month for 2023, but I finished the program in 2022. And I became a member of the 1 million teachers. All right. I can confidently tell you that when I joined 1 million teachers, I wasn't a member of the Corporate Governance Institute UK. I wasn't a member of the Learning and Performance Institute, etc. Who I am today, I would say there's been a drastic change. So, what am I trying to share with all of us? 1 million teachers, especially even the HP MAT, will help you cultivate coaching skills, mentoring skills. Mentoring and coaching are not the same thing. I'm not saying go and join the International Federation for Coaching, ICF, International Coaching Federation, which is the highest respected body for coaching. I'm not saying go and put yourself into a certification, even though it will benefit you. There is this SSCD, which is my plan for educationists. They are having a serious conference in Ghana as we speak. I mean, in 30 days' time. Because as you're an educator, you should find a certified body to be part of. What even if you're in science and maths, if STEM or STEAM, now the names are going far from STEM is STEAM. Please, what am I trying to tell you, all of you? We are all in 1 million teachers. We have joined the HP mentees or mentors group. Normally, naturally, as a mentee, after 6 months, automatically you become a mentor. That shows already we are in a system where we have continuous growth. I'm entering HP season 6, but I've been mentoring. I would say this is going to be the 5th time. I've had the opportunity to experience different cultures. It's the HP mentorship program that led this brain of mine to join the Global Mentorship Initiative USA. It's the same 1 million teachers program that got me into one of their universities in this country, their university, Grand Bassam University in this country. This is a place where I didn't resign. I'm the one who said the distance. And even when I said the distance, they called me to ask me, what can we do? Can you not come? I said, if you can increase the hourly rate, you can change. You will see me there to open the school September. It's the 1 million teachers program. I remember the dean telling me, because I applied to that school 7 good times. It's the 7th time. And the dean said something I can never forget. He said, I can see you are doing something in leadership. I can see you are doing something in mentorship. All of this came from the 1 million teachers program all of us have graduated from. Not that we are doing, we have all graduated from it. So, where do you see yourself 2 years from now? Is what I'm talking about. How do you see yourself? How are you going to use the knowledge? I was sharing it with somebody today because she's with me on the learning and development platform. I called her and I told her, oh, I'm sending her somebody. He and I, we are on the 1 million teachers. She was like, wow, 1 million teachers. What is it about? When I explained it to her, she was like, this is good. But then how many people are really seeing the benefit? Because in Ghana, you pay $6,000 to go for a master's in education. You can have that purely. We've all had that on 1 million teachers, and we can learn more because the platform gives continuous learning. The question is, what are you doing with it? The benefits of 1 million teachers, I will tell you confidently, will create in you the ability of you to become a consultant, not just to secondary schools, not just to primary schools or international schools, but you can be a consultant to an educational organization, to a policy educational policy organizing, or even international development, you can find yourself as a consultant there, because 1 million teachers will teach you how to skin your brain and learn and open your mind to learning. So benefits of 1 million teachers, and I can challenge you within 2 years. If you improve on what you have learned, open your mind to the HP Math, the HP Live Learning. Open yourself to other online learning. As for me and Prince Patrick, I think we stopped the competition now. If in short, the two of us is like we are certificate reapers, left, right, front, back. Because we are doing this course, we are doing that course. At the end of the day, me myself, I said, today I got my certificate. One certificate, I was like, Jay, before you write this, there will be 100 certificates with me. I can't print them. But it's not about the certificates, about the knowledge. Yesterday, I was working on myself, trying to prepare myself, and I heard myself talk. I was like, girl, your talking is different there. For your information, I never go UK before, eh? So don't think I've gone to the UK. Don't think my people, the farthest I've gone is Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana. That's all. But when I'm ready to give visa to my British language, you would think I've gone to UK. No. I explore learning opportunities. All right. I explore and it's from the 1 million teacher. You can build on your knowledge. You can look for online networking. We're in a digitalized era. Everything is growing global. You can become a global recognized educator. You can become an ambassador for a global brand. You can go beyond your sphere of operation if you really put to practice what you are using. How do you use your Facebook? How do you use your LinkedIn? Even how do you use your WhatsApp? What can you, when they tap you now, papa, and what can you wake up and you can speak about? That's what we are talking about. You have to desire to be a continuous learner, because at the end of the day, by the time you're 45, 50, you want to be jumping up and down, you will hear pla on your waist. So does that mean it ends for you? Does that mean it ends? Because all of us can't be jumping in the nursery class. And you can be a teacher, but you have to evolve as an educator. You have to evolve. You have to become a knowledge bank. Your experience has to be your best handout. So what experience are you building for yourself? Use YouTube to cultivate public speaking capacities. Speak to Mama Fatima that you also want to do such facilitation. This is where you learn. This is where I learned how to talk, and today I'm on the walkthrough education. I'm on International Internship University. In fact, I have to say, some of them I have to say, hey, it's okay. I can't take more than I can handle. It's through this platform. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Build on your knowledge, and nothing will stop you. Don't even let yourself stop you. Thank you, Madam Fatima, as well as Prince, and everyone that has made my being with you phantasmagoric. Thank you also for taking time of your busy schedule to come and see my beautiful face and hear me talk to you. I love the emicons and all that, the reactions. Phantasmagoric. Any questions? Prince, get ready to answer some of them. Don't leave it to me alone.
Wow, 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 wow. Please, in fact, I've been laughing. My tummy is about to explode here. It's always a joy and a pleasure to listen to my dear sister from Cote d'Ivoire, the lioness herself. And I know a lot of you have been so blessed by what she has said. I think in fact, I have a whole write-up here. I've just been jotting down nuggets, nuggets upon nuggets. You can never learn enough. Yeah, when I look back at the years we have come, joining 1 million teacher, you might join 1 million teacher today, and within the space of a year, you're making such impact that they will think you have been in it right from the foundation. It's not about how long you started. It's about, are you ready to grow? Intentional growth. See, it's like a burning passion in you that you just can't stop. And just like she said, in fact, our competition, it has not ended though, because as she's doing her courses, so as I am talking to you, I'm also engaged in like three or four different courses. I can't just stop seeing myself learn, because I know new knowledge are coming out. This topic has shown us the head, the heart, and the hand, the triple area that brings, let me use the word, permit me to use the word, the perfect teacher. And this is what we should carry. I don't know, before we say good night or good day, is there anyone that has a question or a comment? If you have any question, just raise your hand and we'll give you the room. Okay, Ruby Bamei Alexander. Go ahead, Ruby, unmute and ask your question.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Yeah, thank you, ma, for this session. So, ma, my question is, you said that it's not good for us to be classifying our learners as fast learners, slow learners. Okay, but is it good for us to classify them as high flyer, average, and low flyers, so that if we're able to identify our learner according to their uh, pace of learning, so we can group them so that we can teach them at the right level, so we can know the lesson plan or what we need to teach them according to their strength. So that is why sometimes we classify them as maybe so that this one is more intelligent than the other, so that we're able to know how to teach them well. So what can you say about it, ma, about grouping learners according to their capacities, ma?
Okay, I think we need to rephrase that word, because when you even look at the word of the word intelligence, all right, let's ask ourselves, why are we saying this person is more intelligent than the other? Maybe it's because of the experiences I'm seeing, all right? Because it's like, as a teacher, it's true you want to group them. Because yes, you want to, yes, I love the word teaching your children at the right level. There's even an association for that. Teaching at the right level. Give inclusive education. That's the recent grammar in that is wonderful. Inclusive education is wonderful. I agree. But let's be careful about the name we use to group them, because as you label that group, you must be careful you don't relate with them on that level, because when you keep relating to them on that level, what's the probability you push them beyond that level? That's all I'm trying to encourage us to avoid.
Yeah,
Just
I
trying
think
to encourage us to avoid that, because let me explain something. 2018, when I went to Ghana, maybe my brothers who are in Ghana may validate this. I don't know if they change it, but they ended up grouping the educational system into red, yellow, green. And before you realize, the onus of education was becoming inequal. There was equality in inequality. I even made that statement one day to our Queen Mother. And I said, no, it looks like there's inequality in inequality, because we kind of group them, like you said. That's the extreme. You group, and at the end of the day, it's like you always have that group. Why? If groupings was always good, why do you always have that kind of group every time? Shouldn't it change? You get it? Why should the slow learners, excuse me, why should the slow learners always be slow learners? What should be the fast learners? Sometimes, have you realized that so-called fast learners don't go far, because at the end of the day, they become so puffed up, thinking they are fast learners, and they realize that at a certain point, things change. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to say is that we shouldn't use derogatory language or
Thank you.
terms that
yes,
that will fix that group of children,
Thank
because
you.
the fact of the matter is that we all learn differently. We're all different. Some children excel in one area, others excel in another. Nobody is completely useless. This is what I always say to parents and children. But it's the way you say it, and it's the way you make them feel.
Thank you.
Like it's not what they learn, it's how you make them feel. You have,
Yeah.
I think what you were trying to say, this whole idea of tri-dimensional teaching is that you have to have a heart. Put yourself in that child's shoes. How would they feel if they're always being referred to as slow or or any other derogatory
Huh?
term. We should have a way. We know when we enter that class that the children are going to learn at different rates. Some might get it straight away, some need extra support. So but you have to do it in a smart way. And I've heard of so many different ways that the children don't even, well, they do know, but they do it in a fun way. It even becomes fun. So like some classes I've been to, they're giving out the worksheets and they will say this is chili, this is mild, and this is spicy. So they know the different worksheets. Oh, I'm going to do this, and they know which one is the more challenging work that they have to do. But the teachers have done it in a fun way that they don't even realize. They might use names of fruits, they might use names of something, not blatantly say, oh, these are for fast learners, these are for slow learners. But we should differentiate, and we talk about equity in education. We all remember that picture, where some need a bit of a platform, some need, we know that. We're not arguing. I don't think Vanessa is saying that we shouldn't differentiate or we shouldn't include, but don't label. I think what she's saying is don't label.
I totally agree. I totally agree. The labeling, it's one of the things I was reading. I was going through a course on the British Council, and they were saying that one of the things about words is that they tend to have a psychological effects on children. You as an adult, you might just be using them in terms of the grouping, but psychologically to them, it tends to now make them see themselves as different individuals. And with that, they begin to now have a kind of animosity against themselves. So rather than grouping them, find ways of trying to, even like most of the time, some psychologists came up with the suggestions that rather than grouping, put them together, because one, those dull students that you say they are dull, they are low flyers, they are this, they actually become better learning, seeing others trying to fly. But when they are together, where's the challenge for them? There is no challenge. There is nothing for them as a yardstick to come up. And those ones that are already up there, they're already seeing something from someone coming up to meet them, so they work harder. So you find a way to group them and also see a way of bringing them to them. By the time you're trying to say, okay, you want to separate them, do it tactically, not in a derogatory language or derogatory word, because any word you use, these children will directly, they read meaning into words immediately. So any word you use, they just read meaning into it, and you might not know that you have caused a damage psychologically. Thank you.
Thank you. You said it. You said it.
So
Emmanuel
we have
Aloysius. Yeah, Aloysius.
Emmanuel Aloysius. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jamal, for your session. I really enjoyed it, and it was insightful. Thank you very much, ma. Sorry, ma, I just want to, because maybe probably because you are coming from the same place, that's Ruby Bamayi Alexander. Now, the kind of group he was trying to mention there, it's just like not trying to use a derogatory word, or probably to put some learners who are not up to the other mates. So what we are trying to do here is that probably I'm asking the question if it is right. Now, as an educator, you're in a classroom, you've been taking these learners, these children, you know that some that are not equal to their mates. And this type of grouping is just like a collaboration. Now, we have maybe 10 learners in a classroom. Out of these 10 learners, we have about probably 7 who are good, and we have 3 who are struggling. Now, the grouping now just selecting those that are struggling in learning and put it among that are good, that they can grasp anything that you teach them, just to collaborate, giving them the same task in that group, giving them the same track for them to collaborate, for them to provide answer, provide solution to it. I said, this one that we identify to be high flyers are talking, those one that within us, not that we are telling them that, oh, you are a slow learner or you're a low learner. No, but we are trying, because we have identified them, we are trying to group them so that when we want to give them individual work of that same thing, they should be able now to carry out what we're giving to them. I think that was the area probably Ruby Bamai Alexander was talking. I don't know if it is good to do such, man. Thank you, man.
I think everybody has spoken, and the way everyone has, Madam Fatima has spoken, the way Prince Patrick has spoken, we don't need to add anything. I think we've all taken a cue from what has been said. All right. Okay.
All right. We have Bella Bassi. Bella, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Ambassador Prince. And Mama Vanessa, I must say your passion is contagious. I could catch, I was jumping in my seat. Now, I just want to quickly speak to the grouping thing again, because while you were answering that question, you said, those high flyers, the ones we call high flyers, most times go through school without little or no struggle because they are good. They seem to be good at everything, but later on in life, we find that they really don't continue to be high flyers. Then Ambassador Prince said something that made me realize that putting them together, both the high flyers, the ones we call high flyers, and the not so high flyers, while the high, and then we can leverage on peer learning. So where the ones who are not so high are learning from the high ones, we can also encourage the high flyers to cultivate the habit of assisting the ones who are not so high. In that process, I see that they will learn something called perseverance, which is a skill they need for later in life, because they are used to succeeding at first try, at first instance. When they go out later in life and they meet obstacles that they are not able to overcome at first try, they easily get discouraged and they easily give up. But here in class, when they are made to assist their fellow classmates, okay, try the first time, they don't get it, you can try again, they try again, they don't get it, maybe on the third try those ones are able to get it. The high flyers are also learning something, that it is possible to not get it the first time, but you can get it subsequently by trying and trying again. That is a life skill that I believe every child should grow and leave school with. That is something that they need to go on in life with. Thank you.
Yes. And like you said, they need to go on in life with. And one of the things they need to go on in life with is not knowing or not appreciating groupings. Let's stop here.
I think let me just bring a simple scenario to play on this. I think when you look at, let me just use a simple analogy. Like when you look at the military system of training, everybody is trained together. They don't look at it whether you are lagging behind, whether you are excelling. No, everybody is trained together. And what's the essence? To bring out the best in everyone. So like she rightly said, peer learning, it can aid each and every one of them in doing excellently well. And like our lioness has said, one of the things we need to know is that as educators, our heart, our head, and our hand need to be fully in our profession for us to excel. I don't know if Lioness, you have anything to say as we round up. Any last closing remark?
The only thing I'll say is I want to appreciate everyone, your contribution. Know that we are always learning and will continue to learn. Thank you always for having me. It's always been a pleasure. Till the next time you have me again. Yeah, part the problem.
We are looking forward to that day. And I'll, at this juncture, appreciate everyone, and always she's like a second mother to me, Mommy Fatima. Every
all of
time,
us.
every day. In fact, I'm always
all of us.
reaching out to her.
All of us, our queen
No,
mother.
no,
Our queen mother you're talking about.
particularly to me.
Nice
So,
to meet
and
Madam
everyone else.
Madam
Thank
Fatima
you
is
so much for the
Thank you,
privilege.
everyone. Thank you so much, Madam Vanessa. It's been a pleasure. and we hope to have you again and again and again. You know, I just want to end with my famous quote, he who dares to teach never ceases to learn. Good
Yes.
night.
Yes. That's so true.
Yes.
That's so true.
That's so
That's
true.
so true. True.
So on that note, I would say, please, let's do well to